Hello everyone, welcome to the Foot Splay Challenge. I'm Rebecca, this is Lexi, and today we're going to take you through some active work for the toes, the feet, the ankles. I want you to be barefoot for this, and we need a couple of elastic bands. So I'm just going to come up to the camera to show you these. What I have is a big thick elastic band. We're going to use that around the forefoot. And then I also have another one of those that I've actually just tied a knot in the middle. Yeah. As an alternative to that, I'm just going to give that one to Lexi. I also have, I've made a small one here that I've made with some bands that I got off some broccolini bunches. I've just simply looped them together. And to make it feel a little bit stronger, I've just added another single elastic band. We're going to use those around the toes a little bit later on. What we're aiming to do is mimic this little device here, hopefully you can see it, that is called the toe corrector. We use this in the studio, but obviously not something that's readily available. It's used to align the toes, align the feet, create strength. So that's a toe corrector. These are our homemade toe correctors for today. All right, so to start with, we're going to be seated. So you can either be sitting on the floor like Lexi is, or you can be seated up onto a box or a chair, a raised surface that you have at home. And we're going to start with a foot massage. So you're just going to pick one foot up, so that you can see the base of your foot. You're going to use your thumbs and you're going to start to press from your heel all the way through the balls of the foot up to the toes. So just make your way through, pressing quite firmly. You're giving yourself a self-massage. And whenever you find spots that feel a little bit tender or feel like they need a little bit more prodding, a little bit more poking, a little bit more massage and love, just stay there and give them a little bit more. So you're just going to be moving right the way through the foot. And then I want you to start to go across the foot. So from our medial edge of the foot, the inner edge, to the lateral border. So just moving across through there as well. And again, just noticing where you've got some tight spots and spending a little bit more time there. Good. Then from there, before we swap to the other side, we'll stay and we'll do what we call shake foot. So you're going to spread your hands and then you're going to interlace your fingers between your toes. Yeah, really nice. So sometimes they don't quite want to go there. Good. And then we're going to bend those toes back, and then we're going to bend those toes forward. Good. So just focus on the toes just to start with, just getting a little bit of movement through there. And then you can start to add the ankle. So you can bend the ankle back as well as the toes, and then you can point that ankle forward as well as the toes. So a couple more of those. And then you'll start to rotate through that ankle. So just feeling like you're getting a little bit of mobilization there. You're also increasing the blood flow to the area. Good, and you'll do that in reverse. Good, and then we're going to do all of that on the other side. So you'll swap feet, take your thumbs in again, give it a little bit of a massage. So you can see that Lexi's giving herself quite a nice little amount of pressure. And again, just feeling, where it feels sore, where it feels tight, and notice the difference between your 2 feet. Good. And then we'll go into that shake foot again. So you're going to spread those hands, try to get them in between the toes. So even doing that is actually creating a little bit of separation through the toe, a little bit of passive spread, and then we're going to start to bend the toes forward and back. And as usual, just go to a range that feels comfortable for you. Don't try to push into any kind of pain. Good, and then you can start to involve the ankle. Lovely. So self-massage is actually a really nice way of actually elevating your mood. The base of our feet actually have more nerve endings per square centimetre than any other part of the body. So kind of tells you why they're quite so ticklish as well. All right, so then now we're going to take that big, thick elastic band, not looped, and you're going to pop it around the forefoot. So Lexi's doing this here in what we call long sit. She's going to try and sit up really nice and tall. And you can see that she's spread her feet apart to find a little bit of tension onto that band. And she's gone with her hands onto the edges of the thighs there. You're going to take a nice inhale, and then you're going to exhale to start to pull that band apart. You're going to try and keep your heels stable as you do this, and then you're going to inhale to bring that back again. We're only going to do about 4 repetitions today, but at home, feel free to do up to 10 to 12, or as many as you feel you need to find the work here. Hopefully what Lexi is feeling is that as she rotates, that pressure through the feet is actually starting to fire those muscles underneath her hands and the sides of the hips. Good, beautiful. Then from there, we're going to go into the accelerator. So she's going to start to press her feet all the way forward, really opening through the front of the ankle. And then she's going to pull them back, keeping the tension on the band, and really feel like she closes the front of that ankle joint. And we go again. Good. So keeping tension in that band the whole time, so just pulling it apart. and really trying to find your full range at that ankle joint. Very nice. Good. Last one of those. Gorgeous. Nice. And now Lexi's actually going to take her feet onto the ground. You're going to bend your knees up. Good. And she's going to place her hands around the outside edges of her shins, but she's going to turn her feet back. Now, I didn't mention this before. If sitting on the floor is not available, you can do all of this seated up on a raised surface like I am. So, for example, I can have that band around my feet with my legs long to do those first two. I can also come in here to do this next one. So we're feeling the pull back at the tops of the feet, so we're closing at the front of the ankle joints. And then what Lexi's also going to do is try to start to feel like this lateral border of her foot, her pinky toe side, is trying to shorten up towards the edges, the outside edges of her shins. So as she pulls the band apart, or as you're doing this at home, feel like you pull your pinky up towards the outside of your shin. Good, and then you'll return. Good, so again, where she's got her hands is providing feedback, and you should start to feel that they get really warm. And then also the side of the ankle is really starting to warm up as well and feel like it's receiving some strengthening work. So really good for those of you that tend to roll out on the ankles with strains or sprains. Beautiful, last one. I think that's maybe more than 4 this time, isn't it? Good. All right, so then from there, we're going to take that large band off, and then this is where you're going to introduce either if you've got a thicker band that you've tied a knot in the middle, or I'm going to go my 2 broccolini bands. We're going to pop them around the big toes, and then in my instance, I'm going to add another extra band on, just to give me a little bit more strength there, but you could go with a lighter band if you felt like that was enough. Again, you're going to take your legs out long, so on a raised surface like I am, or down on the floor like Lexi is. So again, we're pulling just apart. She's getting more space between that big toe and second toe. Be careful that you don't strain the joint. Yeah? The hands on the outside of the hips, and again, we're going to do that little fan, that pull apart. Good, and then we're going to return. Good. Lovely. So you might have noticed as well that Lexi's taken the band all the way down into the joint here. Yeah, a little bit easier to do. As you get stronger with this and as you practice, you can actually bring the band further up towards the tip of the toe, which is stronger work. Yeah, beautiful. Then from there, Lexi, you're actually going to come up onto the chair. I'm going to move out of the way. And we're going to do some toe work. So you guys will do this at home as well. You'll come up onto a raised surface. And then Lexi's going to think about really spreading all of her toes out. She's got that little bit of tension in the band. I'm going to come around on this side. Lovely. And she's providing herself with some nice feedback with the hands on the knees here so that the thighs don't start to move. So keeping what we call our tripod on the floor, so underneath the base of the big little toe, big toe and centre of the heel, you've got a little tripod, or feel like you've got a tripod in your head. You're going to keep that. Now she's going to try and just pick up her big toes. Keep all the little toes down. Good. And then lay them back down again. We're just going to do 2 more of these. Very nice. Good. 1 more. Lovely. Now she's going to keep her big toes down. Can she lift up all of her little toes and get that nice spread? Good. And then lay them down. Good. Lift them up and lay them down. And last one of those. Good. Then we're going to try to alternate. So keep your little toes down, pick up your big toe. Place your big toe down, pick up your little toes. Good. This is actually a lot harder than it looks. Nice. Last one. Very nice work. Gorgeous. So again, you'll do way more repetitions of that at home. You can have a little bit of a play with waving or piano rolling through the toes, doing different variations of that. Next, you're going to come back down onto the floor. Good. And then she's going to go into her long sit position. Again, once again, you can be on an elevated surface like I am to do this. We're going to have a little play. I call this one the wave. We're going to think about different styles of footwear. Yeah? So at the moment, Lexi's got a flat shoe on, so she's closed at the front of the ankle joint. She's now going to press away and imagine that she's got a stiletto on. So her toes are turning back, she's pushing through the ball of the foot, and she's really open in the front of the ankle. She's now going to point her toes like she's got a ballet point shoe on. Beautiful. Now she's going to curl just the toes back, then close back at the ankle. Lovely. Good. So we press through the ball of the foot, keep the toes turned back, then we point them away. Pull the toes back, reach through the ball of the foot, now the ankle. Lovely. 2 more. The whole time she's keeping a little bit of tension, pulling that band apart. Very nice. Last one. Gorgeous. Okay, that's going to come off. And we're going to come up to stand. So we're just going to do now some calf raises. So Lexi's going to bring a chair into the area. So at home, what I would encourage you to do is either stand next to a wall or a piece of furniture, not too far away so you're not leaning. Yeah? This is more about strength than about balance, this particular variation that we're doing. So we're going to look down at our feet, and I want you to find your tripod. So base of big toe, base of little toe, centre of heel. Lift all of your 10 toes, spread them out, and then take them down onto the floor and feel like you've got that connection down onto the floor through the tips of your toes, but your toes stay nice and long. You're trying not to scrunch them. This is our foot splay. So keep this, and then now we're going to go into our calf raise. So rising, and then lowering with control. Beautiful. At home, I'd suggest that you try to do 15 to 20 of these, just as many as you can, so build up to that. Today, we're just going to do 4 or 5, and then we're going to move into a single leg variation. Very nice, Lexi. Good. Then we'll go single leg. So you get to decide which foot you pick up. Find your tripod on the foot that's on the floor. Get your nice spread of your toes, and off you go again. Beautiful. So Lexi's doing a beautiful job here of staying nice and even through the pelvis. She's thinking grow tall through the spine and controlling that movement through the foot. Lovely. Last one. And then we'll swap sides. Beautiful. With this particular variation, what I would suggest is that you see how many repetitions you can do on one leg, and then see how many repetitions you can do on the other leg, and just build those and notice the difference between your two legs. We've all got a dominant side. Very nice. You're going to come back to your first side now, and now we're just going to add into a single leg balance. So just a static balance, opposite leg comes up to tabletop. At home, what I encourage you to do is, can you hold this stance for 60 seconds? You'll then go into the other side, so Lexi's just going to go into that other side. Again, she's thinking about growing tall, grounding down through that foot on the floor. You're trying to hold your 60 seconds. And then to progress that, you would then think about, can I hold my static stance, but can I close my eyes? Yeah? So taking the visuals out of it really challenges your balance, but obviously look after yourself. Make sure you've got something to hold on to, or quickly open your eyes or tap the foot down, just so that you don't overbalance. Last little progression, we're just going to do a couple of these. Can you do a little single leg hop? Yeah, so keep it small, keep trying to find that stability through the landing of the foot. Lovely. And then we'll go on to the other side. So you're thinking up, 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 up. Beautiful. And then all the way down. Very nice. And then just to finish with, because we've done quite a lot of footwork, quite a lot of calf work, is just a simple standing stretch. So Lexi's going to take her hands onto the back of the chair. She's going to be reaching this back heel, so she's going to be receiving a nice stretch through the calf here. And then she's going to shift her focus, so she's going to bend that back knee. And you'll start to feel how the stretch shifts a little bit into the lateral border of the calf, a little bit deeper, yeah? And she'll be getting a nice stretch through that front leg as well. We'll swap sides. Reach it away. I would suggest 30 to 60 seconds hold on this. Just enjoying the stretch, enjoying the variations. Good. And then we'll come out of it. And hopefully you can feel that your feet feel a little bit livelier, like they've received a little bit more love, and you can go around your day with a little bit more awareness of those feet. Thanks for that. Have a great break. Bye.